Welcome back. So I thought we'd do some makeup together today and talk about fear. It was a subject I was struggling with, so I thought, why not have a chitty about it? So I'm using Dior Nude Air 20. This is very thin serum foundation. I'm going to add in a little Chanel, one of my favorite, Soleil Tan. I'm just going to pour some on the back of my hand. It's very runny. Don't let it scare you. And I'm going to dip in with my brush and just add some in over my serum Dior. These two play well together on a mature face. The Chanel Soleil Tan gives you just a tiny bit of a glow. Tiny. It's very subtle. It mostly, sorry for the bruises, IV line. Oh no. Getting blood. You know, a test. It just makes you look super locked in and healthy with that, hey, my skin can still reflect light when it actually cannot. So, bring it down, bring it down. I have penciled in my eyebrows with the Chanel. No, not with the Chanel, with the Dior Brow Styler. I cannot. This thing is just crazy, crazy, crazy good. I absolutely love it. Just giving myself a little bit more bulk. Then I'm going to use my Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. I can imagine you could try any company's clear brow gel to lock in your brow. This is, has a higher price tag, but I like the way it performs and it doesn't flake. And at the end of the day, I can touch my brow and you can still feel it on there. When I'm doing my makeup at 6 o'clock or whatever, and I'm taking the time to do my makeup, I want my makeup to stay put. So, fear. I never want fear to make my decisions for me. I believe when I was younger, it led the way more than it should have. Hourglass, ambient light, and luminous light, gonna lock in. E1. Remember, ladies, Hourglass makes the best powders on the planet, in my opinion, especially for mature skin. When you don't want to look caked in, layered up, this stuff just gives you a healthy lock, healthy glow. It is amazing. So, and maybe, that's normal. Maybe it's a learning curve, when we start out. Fear is, I'm just getting my hair out of the way, something that plays a part in our life as we mature. We let fear less and less guide our way. Or feeling like we're outside of our comfort zone, outside of our box. And we don't want to operate outside of our box, outside of our comfort zone. Hang on. Back. So my eyes are set, powdered in with the Tarte powder. My under eye is set, smooth operator, Amazon clay, good for your skin. Good for you. Now my eyeshadow is going to lock and glide like I want it. It's not going to move around. So, what are we going to do today? Let's do a little Tartelette in the Bloom. It is a great little palette. Are these colors shocking to you? No. This is just, you know, a go-to kind of everyday makeup eyeshadow look. Nothing big and bold and spectacular. Starting with a blender. This is R37, one of my favorite Morphe blenders. And I'm going in with Charmer, that creamy kind of milky white eyeshadow. We're just laying in, tapping off. We're just laying the road. Remember, eyeshadow is about building to get there, not just we're done. The more you build, the more you blend, the more depth you give your eye, the more you can create stuff that you don't actually have. So now I'm going to go in with Sweetheart. So I had my episode, you know, gonna keep Sweetheart up here, closer to my eyebrow, because I have this hooded eye. So my eyebrow bone is way up here. This is where I want to work. And my episode was basically, you know, blood sugar issues. By the time I'm approaching the finish line of a very long journey. And it's okay that it took time. It's supposed to take time when you do it healthy. So now I'm going in with Smarty Pants. Boy, that sounds familiar, doesn't it? I.e. me. No, not really. Keeping him up high. We don't want to drop low yet, because we need to switch a brush to do that. Keep him up high. Just get him on, layer it in, and blend. You can also use circular motions, but I never mastered circular a lot. So now I'm going to drop my brush down to a smaller blender, 513. Now I'm going to go in with a darker color, Rebel. So it kind of really made me slow down, which I'm not a fan of. It made me be afraid to keep pushing at such a high level. Not a fan of. But the more you sit, or the more I sit, let's just be real, the more I can say stuff like, maybe I'm not ready. Maybe I'm pushing too hard. Maybe I'm expecting too much. Doesn't that look like crap? Remember, packing, you don't have to look good while you're packing. So, I could keep telling myself all the things that lets me out of my lifestyle that I'm used to living, that is good for the machine that is my body. I'm going to get a big fluffy 532, and I'm just going to blend her. Don't smash it into your face, just let it rest and then move it across. You're just taking off harsh edges. so it don't look like you just went flip, flip. Now I'm going to drop it low with a pencil brush that I have to find. I'm going to go with this one. Teeny tiny brushes, so important. Always tell you guys that. E36. So today, I started back on the road. I've done some light weights. I'm going to do some squatting and this evening and some cardio. No running, no quick intervals, but I'm going to walk at a good pace. I'm going to listen to my body. I'm going to get it done. What goes up must come down. You layer the down as you do the up. Pencil brushes are ideal for hugging lash lines, layering under eyes, packing color in specific spots. Pencil brushes. Now I'm going to go darker, keeping it on the outer edge to the middle. Just keeping it way, way, way out here. Giving my eye a totally different shape today. Because why? Because I can. Because that's what makeup's for. You can just create something out of thin air that you weren't born with. So, I'm going to keep the inners very light, very shimmery. That means use your finger. The finger is the most ideal tool out of my entire makeup kit to pack shimmer. So, I'm going to use Funny Girl. I rub in a circular motion. Now I'm just tapping on. I'm not on, I'm just pressing in. Pressing in, tapping. The tapping motions is what helps you pack your shimmers and layer. I almost told myself, let's stop here. I'm pretty daggone healthy. I look at it. I feel like I look at. I feel really good at this particular body size. Even though I'm a touch outside of my BMI, I feel good. I look good. I have great workouts. I'm powerful. I'm not weak. And I thought, oh well, let's just stop here. I mean, look at all the work you did. Look how hard you worked. Look how long you worked. I mean, wow. But no, not wow. Yes, wow, but no, not wow to stop a goal, stop a journey. So now these last pounds coming into my fittest place, my best writing will be in my most physically fittest place. And I'm this close to being there, to winning. It's a personal goal. It's a personal choice. I want to see how bronzer, Too Faced, of course. Is there anything else right now for me? No. Chocolate Soleil. Oh, Go. Chocolate Go Soleil. So my bronzer, I'm still kind of going back and forth between Big Fluffy and this bronzer brush, E59. I always push off on my hand first. And I'm framing the face. Basically, you're backing this up as close as you can. You're running it right into your hairline. Don't care. Get it done. Just smooth it out. Blend her in. It's almost like you're giving yourself some blush and bronzer. Give yourself a cheekbone. And I'm not digging whatever this is, so let me look. So this is grabbing bronzer. I think, let me see. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is take my Fluffy, and I'm going to take a little bit of powder, Lancome, luminous, ultra luminous, radiant smoothing powder. This stuff is powder gold, especially for the mature face. I'm gonna big Fluffy E41. Tap in. All right. And I'm going to get my, I lay stuff down and then I can't find it again. There we go. And now it's a reflection. So sorry about the lighting. It is changing in here. It's getting later. Okay. So for me, it's fixed, but this lighting is not reflecting the good fix, but we're going to roll. So what I decided was, fear, I know better at this age. I can't rule what I do. It is a real battle. I imagine it is for everyone. When you do stuff that's not in your comfort zone, it's always difficult. It's always like, can I get there? Will I look like a jerk doing it? I'm competing in a world against girls half my age. And I imagine last year when I was competing, I looked like an idiot. I'm just trying to be honest. I mean, sometimes I looked good in the competition itself, but I was breathing too hard. I was not there for my horse. So hence the team cohesion wasn't at its max potential. Communication between horse and rider is paramount, because if I'm riding up here and he's doing the work down there, he's going to kind of, oh, what's that? Oh, are we gonna go over here? Oh, was that scary or not? Because he's just kind of doing his thing. Thank God the horse that I have knows the show ring, knows how to take care of me, knows I wasn't communicating with him, and just did his job. Now, the point of the story is, I could have had him performing at a higher level, not just doing his job. Actually looking like the gorgeous show horse that he is. And sometimes I made him look bad, I think. Yeah, I did. I mean, let's just be real. when your body weight is not right, when your health is not in really level order, and you're trying to do a physically demanding sport, you're not going to look good as the girls that are half your age, that don't work out because they're 25. It's just not going to work. I need to push myself harder, 3 times harder than the girls half my age. And that's okay, that's fair. It is what it is. Because if I was competing at 25, it would be like that for me too. I wouldn't have to work quite so hard to accomplish certain goals that I have. So it's fair, it is just life. And when you guys have something that you want to push for, I think fear probably comes into all of our minds. I know I got set back on my heels, which again, that won't happen anymore. Well, I can't say that for sure, but I mean, I'm going to try my hardest not to have any more episodes and push to the finish line of what I began over a year ago. It's a learning curve. It's a loving curve. Love yourself. Treat yourself nice. When I fall down and I don't get up, like, yes, cut yourself a break, because there's always the next day. Every single morning you wake up is a new opportunity for success, to control what you eat, to maybe you feel like you have some anxiety, maybe you feel sad. Whatever your, things are that you're dealing with, just focus on one thing. Just get one thing. And when you wake up, it's always a new day to address one thing. If it's eating, make it through one day with highly controlled eating. And, on the 7th day, dive into a barrel of ice cream. It's not going to hurt you. It's not really going to set you back, because if you control tightly, you can have those occasional, I'm diving into the bucket. Of course, you guys know my dive into the bucket is Mexican. It's always going to be chips and salsa, cheese dip, tacos. That's my deep dive into the ice cream for me. And everybody has. Somebody might be Italian, somebody might be, Chinese food is their deep dive. You just never know. So earn it. And if you're sad, stick up a postie. I know it sounds like the dumbest thing you ever heard. I got that idea from a gal I used to talk to 20 years ago. I don't know, long ago. She just said, hang some Post-its on your bathroom mirror. And I told her no. She goes, you won't really even notice them, but your brain will. She was like, do you get ready in your bathroom mirror? Back then I actually did. I don't anymore. And I said yes. She goes, you'll read them without even reading them. My Post-it said, you're good enough. One of them said, you're pretty. I think one of them said, happy. I can't remember. But then I would have a set of Post-its up and then take them down and put up another set of different, very small one words or very teeny tiny phrases. I never actually consciously read them. But as I learned to, over the years, those notes sank in there. It sounds so bizarre, but it's true. It really helped me rewire the brain, because once we're used to a state, the brain pathways are in a constant state. We're not rewiring. Guess when we rewire? When we learn something new. So if we want to learn a new emotion, the brain actually has to, as I call it, drive the truck down a new highway. Now, the old highway is much easier to drive on. So to drive the truck down the new highway is hard. It is hard. But eventually, it just becomes the new highway, and the old highway gets torn down. Eventually, it becomes your new normal. I rewired my brain many years ago, and it was hard, and it can be done. Self-esteem, sense of worth, it can all be wired in there. It's just practice, dedication. It really works. I'm living proof. I do the same thing for my children, for girl children. It's really important that they feel important about themselves. So we're trying to wire the truck right the first time. So that's it for today's video. I'm going to put some eyeliner on, some mascara, and someday I'm going to figure out how to slam in pictures in here, but I'm still working on it. I'm going to buy an edit program, which I have discovered is the only way to, get it done right. So we're on the technology train. We're on the learning curve. And fear is not going to win the day. Love you guys.